Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
One thing you don't see much of nowadays, it's actually become stigmatized, is people shaking hands. We took it for granted up to now, and if you shake someone's hand now, you don't. If you've seen someone shaking someone's hand, you feel like almost reporting them because they're breaking the law.
Yes, well, this is the particular situation that we're in, the isolation at the present time because of a virus going about. But the business of, before all that happened, the business of the handshake in this country was a very important method of meeting somebody. Somebody that you mightn't have met for a while, you'd shake their hands. If you were being introduced to somebody, there was always shaking hands, and oftentimes you could kind of have an idea of what way a person was if they had a kind of a handshake like a fish. In other words, there was no sort of feeling of a proper greeting. So a handshake could indicate the sort of a person you were talking to.
Yeah, and there's different types of handshakes. Some people will give you a very, very strong handshake. Other people, and you'll particularly notice handshakes when you're at funerals, of course, especially if you're on the receiving end of the handshake. If you're
Correct.
sitting on the chairs waiting, everybody paying their respects. You'll notice that then you'll probably have to shake maybe 200 or 300 people's hands. And some people have a very weak shake of a hand, and other people will squeeze the hand off you.
Yes, that's true, and probably it has something to do with the age of the people. I think young people are not don't shake hands as much as previous times. Certainly, even at mass and at probably other gatherings, there was often a greeting. You shake the hands of the person near you and kind of maybe in front of you and behind you. It was a kind of a gesture of friendship that you were sharing the same mass or that. Also, when you were visiting relatives that might have seen you for a while, shake hands was always a part of the greeting. And it was, as far as I'm concerned, it was a very important aspect of the sociability of Irish people, which were well known for that over the years.
Yeah.
Which is why they were in great demand in the catering business for as regards working in hotels, not just in this country but worldwide. They were so well trained and had the outgoing manner, which is important when you're running a business. Funny enough, I noticed when I was on the continent and staying in hotels, they didn't have the same, depending on the hotel, they didn't have the same kind of manner that Irish people in the catering industry had. They were just well known for that, and they were in demand worldwide. And likewise nurses, for the same reason, were in demand worldwide. This is now years ago, when nurses didn't have to have all the qualifications that they're required to have now. They didn't have that much qualifications, and they were in demand because of their friendly attitude towards patients and all the rest of which is the most important thing of the lot.
That's it, yeah. And so there's different types of greetings throughout the world. Some people bow, some people touch noses. It's not, throughout the world, not everybody shakes hands.
That's right, except maybe, I suppose, in we'll call it the Western world, the like of this country, perhaps Britain, and perhaps the US, and perhaps Australia, where there's the English-speaking people. In the continent, they often kind of give each other a hug, kind of thing. That's the way they greet on the continent. The handshake didn't seem to me when I was there as prevalent as here and in the English-speaking countries. Personally speaking, I like the way the continents do it as well. That's their culture, and it's a good thing. And I like the way the people in Asia do it. They, in Japan and other countries in that region, they bow to the other person, and I think that's a very courteous way of greeting. It's to me, it's very good. I like it.
Yes. Okay. So it'd probably be a long time, John Malone, before we'll all be shaking hands again?
Well, I wonder when you go to a funeral, because shaking hands is very important there. All these things have changed recently, but hopefully things will go back to normal. Things always go back to normal eventually,
Yeah.
and that the sort of greetings that we were used to will come again. But it leave a bit of a what would I call it? It leave a bit of reluctance probably in that area, but which I hope will be short-lived, and that people will greet one another again, and that we'll be able to travel to visit family and friends that we haven't seen for a good bit.
Yeah.
It's not much point in just talking to somebody on the phone or some other way when you can't actually greet them personally.
Yeah.
And maybe visit famous shrines and places of interest in tourist destinations that's all over Europe, and that we've learned a bit about now since we were obliged to be looking at information about places that we didn't know about, and we thought we knew quite a bit. So when this is all over, I'm certainly looking forward to meeting friends and relations throughout the country, and also then being able to travel to some of these famous sites that I know something about now.
Thank you very much, John.
Thank you very much, Oliver.